So we looked at aloneness and loneliness to start with. That was something we were really interested in, finding distinction between what it feels like to be lonely and what it is to be alone. And for a number of us, and I'm sure there are lots of people who see the play who can relate to this, being alone is not a bad thing. For a lot of people, being alone is heaven. And so just the fact that somebody is on their own is no indication as to how they feel about that. So sometimes it's good to work that out, to find out or ask or listen. Feeling lonely, one of the things that was an interesting statistic, I think, is that there are lots of interesting statistics, but one of the things that I read recently was that 49% of women who are in a family feel lonely. So they're not alone and they're not socially isolated. They're surrounded by people, but they feel lonely. So loneliness is that sense that you are not connected to others, that you don't feel visible or heard or valued, perhaps. You don't have a sense of connection. Even though you might be surrounded by people, you don't feel connected. So aloneness, you can be alone and be fine. You can be alone and be unhappy. But a sense of loneliness is very much about being disconnected, not feeling a sense of connected, not just feeling a sense of being seen or heard or understood. Social isolation is another quite specific thing. And social isolation is when you are physically separated from others. And now that might be that you are in a new community, you're in a new job, you may not be employed. You might not speak the lingua franca, so you might not kind of be able to orient yourself around your environment for whatever reason. You might have some difficulties with ability. You might have particular physical or emotional or psychological needs. So one of the things about being socially isolated, it isn't just how you feel, it's a factor that can be identified.